Hey guys, it's Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with me. God bless you for being here. I am excited. I have been working on I cut myself. I don't know when I cut myself, but I cut myself. Okay, anyway, I've been working on a kit and I finally finished it. And it's been a while since I've released a kit. And I'm really excited to bring this to you because I had so much fun making it and I love the way it turned out. And of course, I say that about all my kits. Don't I? Okay. This top bit is some test prints that went wrong, so I've got plenty of off thingies to mess with and play with and whatever. This is my kit. It's called Holiday in Greece, and it's full of beautiful blues and yellows, which are that combination is like some of my favorite. So it's very journal book style, and I was able to add in some fabric trims digitally, and I love the way this turned out. So we're going to go through the main kit. This is the main kit. There are 23 pages in the main kit. So we have, I want to say it's 11 of these book style journal pages. So I'm going to kind of do this and flip through. Actually, no, you know what we'll do? We'll do this and I'll flip up out of the thing. All right, so we have this. And like I said, here's the lace and the trims and stuff. I love it. Okay. And I added in this reading on the beach kind of stuff that you might do while you're away. There's a lot of postcards, and I created some Polaroids in the kit, and because you take pictures when you're away and all that kind of stuff. So there's some Polaroids and some postcards in the backgrounds. Again, a lot of blue and white. Some more of the trims. I did have several boats because, of course, Greece has islands, so it's very water Mediterranean. And lemons. It goes with that whole yellow. It's bright, cheery. I don't know. I was able to, do some manipulating for some of my stuff. I like the way this whole thing kind of turned out, as far as like it's your room and you're out on your. I don't know. This is just. I want to go on vacation. And then, of course, there's something about, when you're on vacation, going and, if you're like me, going and indulging in treats and cool food or desserts or pastries or, whatever that you've never had before. And then there's some of these pages like this that are a little more, I feel like you could write on this. It's got the trim on the one side and the books, maybe not on the book side, but on this side, this is kind of a journaling page, and it's not necessarily split up the middle, but you kind of get the idea. So if you wanted to do something a little different with this page, and I have a few of these as well. I want to say there are 8 of the book type pages and several of these, maybe 3 or 4 of these with kind of background. And some more of that trim. I thought it was funny when I was doing this, and I pulled the lace to fit. It pulled it and made the circles oblong. They reminded me of lemons, so I left it. Yeah, okay. I don't want to talk about it. All right, here's more lemons and florals, and it's just bright and cheery. Okay, and then I did a couple where I took the backgrounds off and I just put trims on the sides. So you've got, these are journaling pages, and I think there's 4 of them. So you've got this one. This one has a little bit of lace trim at the top, and then this kind of leaf embellishment, which can be in the background of whatever you write. And then, of course, here, there is writing in the background, but I feel like when you write over it with your pen or whatever, that will fade into the background and you won't really notice it. There is a compass rose. It does go over the whole page, but it's very faded on this side and a little more prominent on the blue side, which I feel like was kind of appropriate. I mean, blue ocean navigation, I don't know. And then we have this one, again, with the postcard idea. The other thing I did was I got some repeating patterns on this one, guys. I was able to figure out my whole repeating pattern thing in my program. And so we have this one with the boats on the water. I like the way most of the repeating patterns turned out. I was a little leery of overcrowding. I did put the compass rose in here to kind of fill in some space without like chalking it full of boats. I might have been able to make one of these a central focal point and grew it a little bigger, but I like the way this turned out. Okay, and then we have some of the lace. It's a lace background page. All right. And here is a repeating pattern that I put over the lace, which I faded into the background. So you have the lace faded into the background with the repeating pattern over it. And I did this with a couple of the repeating patterns. So you've got one with blue and yellow lace in the background, which is this idea of, books and stationery and photographs, flowers as a handkerchief and bow. And it's just kind of an ephemera page deal. On the yellow, we did lemons and lace. So this is lemons in baskets and bowls and, all that sort of thing. The blue scarf makes an appearance again, and the bow. I like the blue as a poppy contrast to the yellow. I like the colors together have always been a favorite of mine. So the lemons on the background of the yellow lace. And then on this one, we have the blue lace in the background and lots of yummy refreshments that you might get at, during the summer. You've got lemonade. This is like a lemon custard looking dessert. And here you've got some sort of lemon cake with blueberries. And then, the lemon tea, some lemon gelato. It all was very refreshing, cool. I'm still working. This is probably one of the first repeating patterns I've done in a long time, so I'm still working to balance them. I feel like I will learn to make some of them big and some of them small and some of them in between and kind of connect it all through. And I didn't connect any of the pieces this time. I just kind of threw them all on there. I like the way these turned out, though, so I'm really excited about it. I'm planning on doing some more repeating patterns with stuff that I have, so that I have them to put on all kinds of backgrounds. And then I gave the lace, all three versions of the lace in their own sheet. So you've got a blue lace page, a yellow lace page, and a blue and yellow striped lace page. So these are the 23 pages in the Holiday and Grease kit. I love it. It's up in my shop now. It's been up in my shop for about 2 days, but I was having printer problems. I don't want to talk about it. I'm mad at technology right now. I'm having a love-hate relationship with it since I'm shooting a video to let you, see this, and I'm asking you to go to my shop and buy a digital file, but I'm also mad at it. So, Anyway, this is the tall, narrow kit. As always, I have done a landscape kit and a tall, narrow kit. So this is a run through quick, same pages, just turned upright. I do take the time on these to adjust for filling or for filling more space this way and less space this way. So I do have to take the time to kind of, I just want to make sure I'm not that it matters. So I do take the time to kind of fit everything in, and I hope that it, that you like the thought behind it. The differences are like minor little things like that when I make any kind of a change to adjust. A lot of times you'll see like a picture that you have all of the boat here. And in the landscape version, you probably had all of this boat, but I had to cut the end off a little bit. So, and sometimes, in books, things end on the edge of a page. It's, it happens. So here we have the view out onto the veranda. You still have, the table of treats and refreshments and the towel and all the little flip-flops in the corner. Mine did cut off. The black smudging is not part of the kit. My rollers need cleaning in my printer. They're at the top of a bunch of these pages. So, anyway, like I said, technology, my favorite. I'm trying to keep them all right side up, or all in the same direction, I should say. Okay, this one again. I took the center faded image. Can you see the lemons in the background there? On the landscape page, the lemons are turned, just like everything else. So I did take the time to redo the lemons and make sure that they fit the up and down pattern. So when you fold this, you get a page that you can write on, and you get, well, on this one you can write on it because this is so small, but you get, so this is probably one of my favorite kits I've done in a while. So I'm really, really liking this. I have some ideas for some more kits coming, so I'm hoping to get a bunch out. I'm hoping you guys will come and, check out the new stuff in my shop. Also, as a little bit of an update, I finally got the Pussy Willow journal. I know I did the video for it for the flip through a while ago. I finally got the journal up in my shop along with that calendar journal that I did forever ago, and I didn't realize I hadn't put in my shop. But anyway, so some of these, I got the idea for these pages after I created journal cards, and I liked them so much that I said that would be a really cool full-size page. So some of these pages in the back you will get as journal cards in the ephemera kit. Okay, and then here's the journaling pages. I'm sorry when I go quiet that you can't hear the paper. I'm still working on the audio issues. I got a new microphone and I went to test it, and it doesn't work on my computer. And when I contacted the company, they said they wanted me to download some open source software to boost it. And I was like, if I buy a microphone from you and it doesn't work properly, you should be providing me with software to make your product work, not some open source off-brand, I don't know what. Anyway, I'm not going to complain. I know, I already complained. But anyway, all right, so this is the lace pages. Got the lemons and lace. Here's the one with the ephemera on it. And then we have the refreshments on the blue lace. And again, I did take it and make the lace go up and down this page, and I made the refreshments go up and down this page rather than just turning the page. Because if I just turn the page, it defeats the purpose of making the tall narrow kit to begin with. Because the whole point is to make it so that you're not just taking the landscape thing and turning it on its side so that everything's going sideways. So I wanted these to be up and down the right way. Okay, so even the lace, I wanted you to be able to get the lace going up and down. Now, if you want it going the other way, I don't know. You can print it. If you get this kit and you want some of the lace going in the other direction, you can maybe print 2 to a page or something, squeeze them on there. So you got the yellow, the blue and yellow, and I guess I already did the blue, right? The blue was already up. I'm pretty sure I printed everything. Did I miss one? I'm going to be upset. I did. I don't think I have a tall blue. Okay, so the blue one is this blue lace, but the whole page. There is one in that kit. Hang on just a second. Crisis averted. Where were we? Oh, yes. Okay, so the minis. I did do a minis kit. The minis kit is bigger than the regular kit. As you can see, I put the landscape and the tall narrow on all of these for every page. So you have all 23 of the kit pages. So we get through and you see all 23 kit pages in all these little sizes for you to do stuff with. Make tickets, make stamps, make mini journals, make journal cards, make project life cards, make ATC cards, make, whatever you want to make out of these mini versions of the kit. This is a faster flip through of this because Well, you've already seen all of it. And then off to the side over there, you can see the ephemera. All right, I even did the journal pages just in case you wanted them for something, to back cards or, whatever you wanted to use them for. And then I did take a couple of them and stretch them out to make them long and narrow in the ephemera kit. And so in the minis, I put them in the same block. So there's 2 in there. So they make like little word label size things. You might be able to get a word in there and it can be a word label. Same with these. But I figured I'd include it just in case somebody found something really cool to use it for. You could also tear the ends and make it a short little piece of tape. It can be short little washi tape pieces. Okay, and then the repeating pattern ones in both directions. So I'm making sure because this one's backwards. Usually I have the landscape at the top, and it threw me. Okay, so and the boats, the ephemera on lace. Now here are the ones that I did as journaling cards in their original journaling card form. So when I made them as a page, let's do a comparison. So this is well, actually we should do the comparison when I get to them in the ephemera so you can see them better. They're bigger. So these are the journaling cards. And then there's more of the repeating patterns, and I did the lace patterns in here. Here's some more. These are specifically journaling cards. I did not make pages out of these. So the mini version of this is just here. The other place you get this is in the ephemera kit as journaling cards. I don't know. I guess you can see that. That's the light blue lace in card form. The striped yellow and blue lace in card form, and the yellow lace in card form. So the minis kit, I want to say, is an extra few pages. I can't remember exactly how many pages it is. I thought it was bigger. It's got to at least be the 23. Or maybe the kits are 18 and this was 23. I don't remember, guys. It's part of getting old. Don't do it. Not fun. No, this is 18. These are actually numbered because I was keeping track of something. There's 18 ephemera pages. Lots of ephemera. Okay, so we've got fuzzy cuts. Okay, now I will tell you this. These are the Polaroids. And when I was making the ephemera kit, and I did not go back and fix it because I figure all of you are very smart people. If you cut yourself a thin border all the way around up here and then give yourself writing space at the bottom, you've basically made a Polaroid, right? We all know what Polaroids look like. Thin border around 3 sides and a wider border at the bottom. That's what these are supposed to be. I forgot to outline them. I put them on my program on a transparent background, and then when I exported it as a flat image, if any of you know what I'm talking about, it blended everything into white. And I didn't think about it because when I was looking at it visually before I exported it, it was on a gray background. So I could see the Polaroids. And by the time I realized what I had done, I had already uploaded everything to Etsy. And I'm sorry, but I was having so many technology issues with my printer and my computer shutting off that I did not go back and fix that. So if you just cut a narrow border around the 3 sides and a wider border here, it might be easier on the ones I wrote on. That says First Night in Greece. This says Room with a View. So there are actually 4 Polaroids. There's one on another one of the pages. I apologize if that upsets you. I hope that doesn't, deter you from the whole kit. We have the books. The little flowers with a bow, the bow. I like to give you some of the stuff in more than one size. Now, in this case, I gave you the books this size, the little books with the scarf, and then the scarf. The reason I like to give you 2 sizes is so that if you don't have time or you don't have access or you don't know how to print them smaller, you still get more than one size to work with. not everybody has all the stuff or the knowledge to do all of that. So just so that's why I included. So you've got a big thing with the lemons and the flowers, and then here's a smaller one. Same thing here, bigger and smaller, bigger and smaller, bigger and smaller. For most of the stuff, for this one, it's over here. The yellow bow is slightly smaller. I made these little scalloped things, background lace with the little, if you wanted a really tiny one, you can cut this out. But they're on the border of these little scallop coin things. And then we have the bowls of lemons, the lemonade pitchers, the lemonade cups. These are olive oil bottles, and the handkerchiefs. All of this stuff, for the most part, showed up in the kit. I changed the color of the bows for the ephemera purposes. I didn't use a yellow bow anywhere, but I thought it would be fun to include a yellow version of the bow in the kit. Here I made some more of the little medallions, the flower vases, which I really liked. I stuck in these. These ones have goodies and little words. I didn't do a lot of words with this one. So you've got, this is like the treats page. So all of the fun, indulgent treats that you might have in a summer. I did create some postcards with some scenery of the islands. I think it leans into the Santorini vibe with the white buildings and the blue and all that. And then here's a strip of the lace. I kind of tried to make the edge uneven so that it was a little washi tape-ish. Here, I cut the postcard with all the curlicues out. You can cut it out and use it somewhere if you'd like. So that's that. I created some washi tape strips with some of the border trims. Here's the other Polaroid. Again, cut a wide bottom and narrow on the other three sides. I made stamps, and this is an envelope. This should line the envelope. I'm pretty sure I made this the right size to line one of these, however you turn this envelope. This envelope is a square, so it doesn't matter which way you turn it when you put it together. Whatever you want your flap to look like maybe you want the lemons on your flap, this should line this. It should be the right size to line it. Okay, so we have that. And then on this one, this is a little envelope, no liner, with a note card that fits inside it. So you print this out and you fold on this line, and then this note card should fit in that envelope. And then we have this little pocket here with a tag that should fit in that pocket. Okay, and then we have, speaking of tags, we got a few tall tags from the kit. Okay, and then these are bookmark strips for you to use however you wish. They could be page borders, they could be, however you want to use them. They can decorate tucks, you can make belly bands out of them. But yeah, so they're just strips from the thing. Okay, now I made you 3 of these. These are some like stationary tidbit things. So you've got a couple of scallop cool shaped cards. You got this one and this one, this blossom shaped and this scalloped circle. These are tabs of different shapes. Here's a little square card, and then you've got this little square piece that you can turn into a ticket or a book plate or whatever you want to use that little rectangle for. It happened to be, I'll tell you what it was. It was spare space. When I got all this stuff fitted on here, I had this one little rectangle, and I was like, well, they could use it for something. So that's why that's there. And then you've got some washi tape of different sizes. Again, this one prints right on the edge of the sheet. So if you print this and you're like, oh, it went off, it didn't. Especially if you get this narrow white border below this piece, you got the whole strip. This is a narrow piece of washi. Then you got this piece, and then you got this thick one. Okay, and we have this in all the laces. So here it is in the yellow lace. Okay, and here it is in the blue lace. So you got, oh, and here it is in the blue and yellow lace. So you got 4 stationary bit pages. for you to use. You can cut the scallops and stuff out and decorate them as cards, or, use them on covers, or glue them down to pages, or use them in clusters, or however you want to use them. And they make good backgrounds because they're light. Okay. And then this is the one darker background. You got that. All right. And then this one is those tall ones that I told you I stretched out on the minis. I stretched them a little taller to fit the mini box. And then I made these little mini postcards. This is the natural postcard, the way it came. And then I colored it blue and yellow to go with the kit. And here's those journal cards I was telling you about. Okay, so this one got turned into a page. Let's look back here. I'm going to pull out the landscape kit because it's probably the easiest to see it. Sorry, I'm like, went quiet on you even in a kit release. It's crazy. Okay, that's a page. Okay, so this is this, except I flipped it to make the page. Okay, and then you saw this page, right, with the olive oil bottle. That was a page. This did not get turned into a page. It got turned into a tall card. And then you've got this one, and this one. This one did not get turned into a page either. And then you got these. This got turned into a page. This did not. Okay, so that's what, 6 journaling cards, I think, or maybe 8 journaling cards. 8 journaling cards. They're either journaling cards or mini pages, or whatever you want to make out of them. I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to use your stuff once you buy it. But that's my kit, guys. So there are 4 new kits up in my shop. You've got an ephemera kit. You got a landscape kit. You've got a minis kit. And you've got a tall narrow kit for those who like this style of journal, making traveler's notebooks and that sort of thing. So I really hope you guys like this kit. I really would like it if you go over to my shop, check things out. I've kind of rearranged the board a little bit just to bring some of the brighter kits to the top, the more colorful things. I'm going to be going in and getting started on another kit here pretty quick because I want to get more stuff out, guys, and I will update you as soon as I can on the next kit. And then don't forget, I finally got the Pussy Willow journal and the country calendar journal, which, guys, I didn't even realize I hadn't put it up. It's been sitting here and I didn't even realize I hadn't put it up. I found the photographs that I took unaltered to put it up on Etsy in a folder on my computer. And I went, oh my gosh, I haven't put this on Etsy. So it's up now. So go check out my shop, guys. The link, as always, is in the description box below this. I hope that you will get this and have a bright staycation in Greece. And I will talk to you later. God bless.